Power and prosperity, everybody. So I was thinking about Judas and the Black Messiah, the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, which I haven't watched yet. I'm probably going to indulge later on today or this evening. But I was thinking about and stumbling across something that they were talking about. The actors are an FBA and the actors are an ADOS, right? FBA, Foundational Black Americans. I believe that's Tariq Nasheed's movement. And ADOS, African descendants, or I don't know, I think it's African descendants of slaves, right? And that is by Tone Trump and Yvelle Carnell, right? Now, I've looked into these movements, briefly, didn't spend a lot of time, but I know for the most part, just in summary, it's about getting a check for reparations. And it's about getting something from the government for reparations for slavery, for enslaved Africans. While I applaud, right, and understand that melanated people here in America do deserve reparations. They definitely deserve reparation for what we did to this country, how we built this country, erected this country, for the culture, the music, the inventions, the list goes on, right? We definitely deserve reparations for the suffering that we have. However, this ADOS FBA thing started spilling off into movies. So people are like, I'm not going to watch Judas and the Black Messiah because the actors aren't FBA or ADOS, right? They're not foundational Black Americans. They are people from England or the Caribbean, right? I think there's an Aretha Franklin movie coming out. People are like, oh, I'm not going to watch the Aretha Franklin movie because it's not FBA. The actors aren't FBA or ADOS, so I'm going to boycott that. But let me ask y'all something. How come nobody FBA or y'all FBA ADOS people, right? How come y'all never FBA or ADOS T-Mobile? They're not foundational Black Americans, and they're definitely not African or African descendants of slaves. How come y'all aren't boycotting T-Mobile? How come y'all aren't boycotting Apple? How come y'all aren't boycotting AT&T? How come y'all aren't boycotting Metro, Cricket? How come? How come the ADOS and FBA thing only comes for Black actors? Bob Marley is an FBA or ADOS. Are y'all gonna boycott him too? Biggie Smalls, Busta Rhymes, parents have Caribbean heritage. Jay-Z, parents have Caribbean heritage. Are y'all boycotting their music too because they're not FBA or ADOS? I mean, how deep does this go? Con Ed, PSE&G, Georgia Power. These are some places that I live. So the power company in your town, they're not FBA or ADOS. Are you boycotting them too? I mean, how deep does this really get? And what is this really about? Be careful of the people that divide and conquer you for money. Be careful of the people that are dividing and conquer you for money. Because at the end of the day, when the cops pull you over on a traffic stop, they're not concerned whether you're FBA or ADOS. All they see is this dark skin and the fear that comes inherent to people of other cultures when they look at dark-skinned people. And this has been scientifically proven. That literally people of other cultures, when they see people of darker skin, one of the first things they see is fear, for the most part. Now we know people have elevated their consciousness, especially in this age of Aquarius, so hopefully that is changing as time goes on. However, that is what it is. They don't care about you being a foundational Black or a descendant of slaves. And furthermore, calling yourself a descendant of slaves is a limiting motherfucking identity. It's a very limiting label that you're putting on yourself because you're not a descendant of no motherfucking slave. If anything, you're a prisoner of war. Okay? There was a war going on and you lost. And they snatched your ass out of Africa, or you snatched your great-grands out of Africa and the Caribbean and South America. Okay? But there was war. It wasn't just people that just laid down and said, oh, we're going to let this happen. No. Lost the war. So you're a prisoner of war, not a slave. And furthermore, your lineage goes back to kings and queens, right? And everybody says, oh, everybody's not from kings and queens. Okay. Well, gods and goddesses then. gods and goddesses. So you're bigger than a foundational Black American. You're bigger than an African descendant of slaves. Your lineage, your bloodline, your consciousness, your subconsciousness is way more massive than you being strictly American. Now, if you want to go for a check, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you want to petition the government and use this as a political tool, use these political tools to petition the government and make things happen, I'm 100% behind that. I 100% support that. When you start really but when it comes to trivial shit, when you boycotting movies, like you boycotting movies because the actors aren't from America, are you boycotting Marvel movies because the actors aren't FBA? Like, are you boycotting the sports that you watch because the owners aren't FBA or ADOS? Are you boycotting the reality shows because the people that produce it are Love and Hip Hop and all the others? Are you boycotting the reality shows because they're not produced by FBA or ADOS people? So let's really keep it real. Again, if you want to get reparations, I'm totally for it. If you want to petition the government, and if this is your vehicle and your strategy that you choose to use for that, that's fine. When you start going to trivial things like movies and motherfucking TV shows and, records or whatever else y'all niggas is going to go crazy about and be real petty and real, it's a small, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I'm just trying to put this in proper context. And if you disagree with me, put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But it's a very, 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 very small mindset to have to limit yourself to just being an American. You are universal. You are global. The world is yours. Even the Bible says that the world is yours, that you should be fruitful and multiply if you're going from a Christian angle. So let's grow. Let's glow. Now is the time of startups. Now is the time of investment groups. Now is the time of, hubs of people, FBA, non-FBA, ADOS, non-ADOS, people from Africa, England, Australia, London, America, South America, melanated people coming together, forming investment groups, forming new technology, new social media, new inventions, new creations, STEM, science, technology, electronic and math, innovation, stepping out of your comfort zone, not depending on the government to give you anything. I'm going to say this again, not dependent on the government to give you anything. Man know thyself. Okay? And truth be told, the best reparation is the one that you get out of the mud. The one that you create on your own. The ones where you are utilizing vehicles and tools to truly get what you deserve out of this government, this nefarious government that went under. But don't use those tools for black on black hate, for melanated on melanated hate, melanated on melanated crime, melanated on melanated separation. Because that is truly, y'all talk about the devil, that's truly the devil. Things that don't want other things to expand and grow is the devil. The devil is lived backwards. So living is all about expansion and growth. So if you don't want things to live and grow, such as people from the Caribbean, people from Africa, people who don't speak the same language of you and may have a different culture than you as an American do, even though they're black, everyone worldwide that wears this melanated skin suit that was born in this melanated avatar body is going through the same shit. And it doesn't matter if you're A-dose, no dose, super dose, FBA, CBA, ABA, or MBA, nigga. Everybody's going through it that's wearing this melanated avatar body in this lifetime. So we need to sharpen up, okay? It ain't about boycotting movies. It ain't about boycotting shows. It's not about separating yourself from the same people that may be helping you, okay? Marcus Garvey was an ADOS. Marcus Garvey was an ADOS. Bob Marley was an ADOS. Even Farrakhan got some Caribbean in him, okay? I think he's from the Bahamas or Barbados. How many lives have these people saved and helped? So we got to really, really, really check ourselves and really, really do the knowledge to what we are listening to, and not just listening to sweet language, not just listen to persuasive and emotional language, not get in our feelings, but really understand what we're doing and really clock these movements that we invest in and see what type of steps that they're really making. Or is it just about corralling your emotions in the direction that the speaker wants you to go? Is it really just about ambulance chasing negative stories that pit you, that are race baiting? Okay? Watch your teachers, watch your leaders. Don't just go to the church of YouTube and the church of Instagram and the church of Facebook. Make sure you double check what these people are telling you. If they're telling you something that sounds too good to be true, go research it. It takes you a couple of minutes. I promise you it won't harm you. Google is right there. Usually it takes me less than 2 minutes to research a lie somebody's just telling me on YouTube. And a lot of these lies, y'all believe it because it sounds good. But y'all ain't going to do no research. Y'all just going to believe it because it sounds good. And that's the mentality, that's the church mentality that a lot of y'all still have. Blindly believing in people, blindly following like sheep, and not doing your own knowledge. Again, if you want reparations, I have no problem with you using a vehicle like that for reparations. But even those titles, foundational black is a motherfucking crayon color. And again, I talked about the whole descendant of slaves. No, you're a prisoner of war. Okay, if you look at black in the law dictionary, look up black in the law dictionary, it means that you're a minor and can't even take care of yourself. So the names of these things are even wrong to begin with. This is why they're not really fruitful. Because words matter, words are spells. Okay? With that said, peace, power, prosperity. One love, y'all.